Hello everyone and welcome back to the library. I'm Lara. Today I'm going to be doing another tag. Right now these are easiest for me because I need to wait to do my wrap-ups until August is over, and the bookshelf tour needs to wait until I do a summer book haul so I can put the rest of my books up on the shelf. So, and I'm waiting for more books to come in, so anyways, right now these are easiest, and it's fun because you can learn a little bit more about me in the meantime. So today I'm going to be doing the My Life in Books tag, and I was tagged by April from Getting Hygge With It. She tagged me quite a while ago, but like I said in my last video, I've been kind of absent for the last few months. So I'm just now getting to this. I'm not sure who the creator is, but like I said, April is the one who tagged me. So thank you, April. So anyways, let's get started. The first tag item is to find a book for each of your initials. So I'm gonna do that. All right, here we go. So for Lara, for my first name, for L, I have The Little House Treasury by Laura Ingalls Wilder, which is even cooler because she shares the first name with me. So yeah, I have this one. My parents actually gave me this book when I was younger, and I really love it. It has a Little House in the Big Woods, Little House on the Prairie, and On the Banks of Plum Creek, which I believe is the fourth one. I don't know why they have the first, second, and fourth, but whatever. So there's L. For E, I have another big book, which I have East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I have not read this one yet, but I really want to because I've heard great things about it, and I want to read some more classics. And, my middle name is Elizabeth, by the way. And then for my last name, which starts with an M, I have Memoirs of a Geisha by Arthur Golden, which I have not read either, but I've heard really good things about it. April read it and she really loved it. So those are all the books for my name. The second thing is count your age along the bookshelf and what book is that. So I just turned 24 on August 8th, so I will find the 24th book on my shelf. The 24th book on my bookshelf is Pretties by Scott Westerfeld, and these books were very popular when I was in middle school, and I bought these at a Scholastic book fair, and I've had them since middle school, and I still really love these books. They're dystopian YA, and they're kind of cheesy at times, you know, love triangles, all that, but the first book, called Uglies, is, like I said, a dystopian world where when you're born, you're considered an ugly and you're kept on one side of the river until you turn, I believe, 16? I can't remember exactly. You get these surgeries to make you pretty, and it's about this girl named Tally and her friend who are trying to decide, you know, if they should become pretty or not, and stuff happens. So that's what the first one's about, and then this is the second one. I won't talk much about it, but yeah, I really love these books. I reread them from time to time, and I still really enjoy them. Number 3 is pick a book set in your country, and I live in the US, so that's pretty easy for a lot of my historical fiction, but I will do one better and pick a book set in Texas. I know I have it somewhere. News of the World by Paulette Giles. Have not read this yet, but this is set in the US, in Texas. I believe after the Civil War. It's about a man who takes a kidnapped girl back to her family, but when she gets there she realizes she doesn't really know them because she's been living with Native Americans that kidnapped her, and so the man decides to take her away because she's only really known him. So I think it's about them kind of being pursued because he kind of re-kidnaps her. This one sounds really interesting. I've heard good things about it from people who have read it, and I should really stop saying I'm excited to get to this because, well, duh, I'm excited to get to every book on my shelf, but this one's pretty short. I really should get to it soon. Number 4 is pick a book that represents a destination that you'd love to travel to, and I probably have a lot of those on here. Let's see what I think is best. I'm going to pick the Guernsey Literary and Potato Peel Society. Potato Peel Pie Society. I always get that wrong. It's such a long name. And this is by Marianne Schaefer and Annie Barrows. I did read this book last year and absolutely loved it. And this is about a woman in the aftermath of World War II that goes to this little British island named Guernsey that was under German rule during the war, and she goes there because a man has sent her a letter saying that he found a book that belonged to her, and it kind of helped him get through the war. So she goes to meet all the people that live on this island because they're really interesting. I've always wanted to go to the UK, and I think going to one of the little islands off of it would be really fun and really relaxing. So yeah, I think this represents where I would like to go. Number 5 is pick a book that is your favorite color, and I already know which one this is, if I can find it. Oh, there we go. All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, and the cover of this is just beautiful anyway, but it kind of has blues and greens and turquoisey colors, and those are all like my favorites. So yes, this represents my favorite colors. Probably everyone knows what this is about. I haven't read this one either, so I can't tell you much about it. Number 6 is which book do you have the fondest memories of, and that one is really easy. That would be A Little Princess by Frances Hodgson Burnett. My grandmother got this edition for me when I was younger. I have this one along with The Secret Garden, which I know is most people's favorite, Frances Hodgson Burnett, but this is my favorite. I've reread it so many times, and I plan to reread it again soon. This is about a little girl named Sarah Crewe whose father takes her from India back to England so that she can go to school and be healthier and not, you know, live in the situation that she was in India, because a lot of people are getting sick and stuff, kind of what happens in The Secret Garden. So she goes to live at this kind of, you know, girls' school, and she's very, very privileged because her father has a lot of money, but then something happens and she basically becomes poor, but they keep her there and she basically becomes a slave. But she is a very imaginative little girl, and she's basically able to keep her hopes up about everything in her life, and I related so much to this as a kid. I mean, not that I was rich and then turned poor, but I was a very imaginative child, because all of my brothers, I have 3 older brothers, and they're much older than me, so I was alone a lot of the time. I was homeschooled until I was in 5th grade, so most of the time I was either at home or at church with my parents because they both worked there. So I just had to make stuff up a lot of the time. So I really related to Sarah Crewe, and still do in some ways, but yeah, I really, really love this book. Number 7 is which book did you have the most difficulty reading? And honestly, if I have a difficult time reading a book, if it's not emotional, I'm not gonna keep it. And so let's see, it would probably be a book I read in high school, and I would have to go with probably Frankenstein, which I did not finish, and I know I should probably try to reread it, but I just didn't enjoy it. It was bad, and I had to write an essay over it. It was like my final to write an essay relating something to Frankenstein, and I freaking passed that thing even though I did not finish the book. But yeah, that's probably the hardest book to get through that I've tried to read. And the last question is, which book in your TBR pile will be the greatest accomplishment when you finish it? And let's see, I know exactly which book of the ones I own. Sorry about the light. I'm trying to work with it, but it's being dumb. But that book is House of Leaves by Mark Z. Danielewski. I don't know. But yeah, I've had this book for over a year now, and I thought I would get into it. But I just haven't had the chance to read it yet because I work so much, and it's a big thing. I mean, it's, oh gosh, let's see, 656 pages long, and then has appendices. This is about a man who discovers like another man's writing about a house that basically is bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. And while that might not sound scary, I have heard that this is terrifying, and at times you feel like someone is in the room with you and everything. So yeah, I really want to get into this because it sounds like something I would love, but it's huge. It's nice and floppy though, like everyone on BookTube loves. So yeah, I should probably make it a goal to read this within the next year since I've had it for a while, but mood reader, so we'll see. So that was the My Life in Books tag, which I was tagged to do by April from Getting Hygge With It. I'm always really bad about tagging people, so if you want to do the tag, do it. I'll have to think of some other people for the next tag I upload. So like I said, yeah, just if you want to do it, do it. I would love to see it, see your answers. Thanks again to April for tagging me in this. Leave a comment down below about what you think about my answers, or if you really need to convince me to read some of these books, because I have lots of them I haven't read, and the ones I talked about in this tag are important to me, as are the rest. But yeah, just leave me a comment down below. I would love to talk with you. Please subscribe if you haven't, like the video, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye.